everyone. Welcome to Crew Up, the quarterly podcast series with Crew Network leaders. I'm Laura Kalugar, Senior Editor with Commercial Property Executive. Lately, there aren't many words that have caused more buzz than artificial intelligence. Everyone wants to integrate it into their operations and revolutionize their businesses. But how much do commercial real estate players really know about it? Is this technology free of biases? A recent Crew Network survey answered these questions and many others, so I've invited CEO Wendy Mann to tell us more about the power of AI in commercial real estate and how women can use it to advance their careers and boost their company's success. Hi, Wendy. Thank you for making the time to speak with me again.
Laura, it's so nice to talk with you. I look forward to today's topic.
So, everyone has been intensely talking about AI and commercial real estate for at least a couple of years. Are commercial real estate employees and companies ready for this AI revolution? What's your general feeling?
Well, as you know, or may know, Crew recognized that AI is one of the most significant trends and tools in the industry right now, and its potential impact on women in the industry is why we chose this as our topic for the 2024 industry research paper. So we'll get to some of those data points. But I will say this, my sentiment right now about this revolution is that companies are in positioning mode at this point. For example, JLL's recent announcement about the brokerage technology group they acquired. I think companies are getting positioned to take a greater leap into this critical area. So, for example, industry leaders have been focused the last couple of years figuring out what is it their AI or generative AI strategy and what technology investments would they need to make. I think that they've been, like you said, over the last 2 years, laying some groundwork and positioning themselves. Though I do believe some companies are already using and testing AI, I think there's still a very low level of actual usage in day-to-day business, and that's from our study too. Multifamily was leading on leveraging technology many years ago, though AI is, I think, a new facet to that. And also, I look at industrial and feel like industrial has been leveraging AI and advanced technology for a while. So I think that there's some people that are some asset classes that are a little farther ahead and perhaps some that are coming along. I think AI ups the game and will lead to further efficiencies and productivity, additionally to competitiveness in a way, because of the vast amount of information or insights you may be able to leverage going into the future. I believe the industry is poised now to take the next steps, and we'll see greater expansion into generative AI in the next 24 months.
Mm-hmm. Please tell me more about the 2024 Crew Network survey, the one you did in July. Who participated? What was the scope? Is there anything that stood out to you?
Yeah. Yes, this past summer, Crew Network surveyed the global real estate community on the topic of AI, how professionals and companies are using it at work, and if they're using it at all. Professionals who primarily do business in the office, multifamily, industrial, retail, and mixed use sectors accounted for 87% of our respondents, with representation from all asset classes. And we gleaned information from more than 1,000 CRE professionals in 7 countries for this research. The survey was just one component of the paper. We also sought out AI experts to weigh in on the technology within commercial real estate. So the paper provides examples of how AI can provide real opportunities for employees, especially women, because that's our focus, how to work smarter, be more productive, and to show further insight into AI and its capabilities. We actually asked ChatGPT to write one section of the paper, and then we used AI to generate several of the graphics in the final publication. So we thought, if we're writing about this, we should also be incorporating it. So I thought that was a nice additive piece to the publication. So that's the overview.
So what are the results? How much do people really know about AI? Are they embracing it or more like afraid of it?
Yeah, interesting question. About half the industry is embracing AI when it comes to knowledge of AI. 52% of commercial real estate professionals said they know very little or nothing about it. 52%. And 46% said they know enough to get by. So there's sort of the balance of where we're at right now. It's almost 50-50, but still. According to the results of our study, men have greater understanding of AI, with 63 reporting knowing enough to get by versus 45% of women. Another statistic or data point that we found interesting was that 62% of commercial real estate professionals have used AI at work, leaving 38% who have never used AI at work. 46% of the respondents were neutral on AI, and they will use it with their work if required. And this is just sort of a sentiment point. Men at 48% are more eager to use the technology than women at 39%. So there's a difference of almost 10 percentage points there between men and women. And then only 19% of our respondents said they are encouraged by their companies to use it. So that's pretty low.
And then there are some people who are concerned about the moral aspects of this growing technology. Of course, some people are excited about it, but others are just trying to look at it from the outside. What are the ethical risks about AI that everyone in the commercial real estate industry should be aware of?
Yeah, Laura, that's a great question and probably the most critical of anything around AI. The greatest concerns are the unpredictable or unintended consequences of AI, which came in on our study at 68% of respondents are concerned about that. 65% of respondents were concerned about privacy and security, and the lack of transparency or ability to explain decision making came in at 53%. So if you look at those three major things, unintended consequences or unpredictable consequences, privacy and security, and lack of a transparency and ability to explain decision making, those are the top three areas that came out as the concerns. And they are ethical risks in many regards. Commercial real estate is a data-driven industry, and the need for reliable, unbiased data is critical to our success. And I think these concerns stem from the fact that generative AI is only as good as its inputs. So if the inputs are biased, the outputs are biased. So the data pool is a critical piece of this technology, and that's what needs to be understood by all users. The privacy and security of the data pool is paramount as well. I think that the impact of AI's physical demands has also been felt across the country or across the industry. The increase in computing power required to run AI, which is sort of one of those unintended or unknown consequences. The computing power required to run AI has caused data center demand to skyrocket. Data centers actually need even more power to run AI and they produce more carbon dioxide emissions as well. So I think that's an important consideration in an industry that's looking at climate change and sustainability and reducing our carbon emissions. So in fact, I think this is a really interesting point that we found in our research as well. On average, a chat GPT query needs nearly 10 times as much electricity to process as a Google search. So I think that's an important fact that I think companies are taking into consideration as well, and we should all be concerned with, as a matter of fact.
Also, you touched a bit on this earlier, but let's dive deeper into it. From the outside, with AI being tech, many would think that it's neutral when it comes to disparities. So one would think that AI wouldn't be able to discriminate based on race, ethnicity, gender. But is it really neutral and unbiased? What have you discovered?
Yeah, that's right. Going deeper into this is it's one of the greatest concerns and something that we pulled out of our research, again, because of the focus on our mission. And while it would seem that AI would be blind when it comes to race and gender, among other disparities, the reality is that AI is only as neutral as the information it canvasses. So more neutral and unbiased data will require development by more diverse teams to avoid perpetuating existing biases in the data used to train the AI systems. So there are ways that AI can help fight gender disparities. First, you have to mitigate unconscious bias in the recruitment and promotion processes, identify areas where gender and diversity gaps exist in companies, and then provide personalized learning opportunities to close those gaps. So the inputs are equally as important as the outputs, and I think those are some ways that our study said companies can fight the gender disparity.
And why does AI mostly put women at risk? What do studies indicate about this? And what type of commercial real estate related jobs are more likely to be in danger because of artificial intelligence?
Yeah, that's a great question. And yes, we did focus on that. Research indicates that AI puts jobs held mostly by women at risk because of the types of jobs they are. More women are in administrative or support roles with repetitive tasks, such as bill and account collection, payroll, executive administration, which are the types of positions most likely to be replaced by AI. Having said that, however, fear of job loss or replacement due to AI was a concern of only 25% of our survey respondents. What I would say is more concerning is that there are continued technology divides between men and women in commercial real estate, as we see with a lot of other areas in the business. Men have more confidence in using AI. 17% of men said they use AI in their daily work versus 10% of women. And 36% of men use it weekly versus 18% of women. So you can already see the gap there
Hmm.
on engagement and usage. I think in addition, what puts women at risk is women are less likely to have access to skills training in the workplace. And this is something we should call on companies to provide those opportunities for women to upskill and make the best use of AI applications and then help move the industry forward.
You said earlier that there are some commercial real estate companies already using AI, but it's just a small percentage. In which areas does AI provide the most opportunities for commercial real estate?
Well, these are some of the things that we found in our research. AI can help companies gain a business advantage. I do think it will make the industry much more competitive. AI tools can provide incredible value to acquisitions, advisory, development management, and marketing teams in the industry. AI tools are enabling CRE teams to process vast amounts of financial data, automate repetitive tasks, repackage existing content in more palatable formats, and then also gain valuable insights that can inform decision making. There are a few data points I would share from this research paper that really speak to that question you asked. 55% of commercial real estate companies are still evaluating the use of AI. As I mentioned, some are, but only 23% are actively using it at this point. So 55 are still evaluating, which is why I said at the beginning, my sentiment is they're still positioning and trying to figure out. 83% said that their companies have created efficiencies as a result of using AI. That's a significant amount already. So that's pretty promising. And then 30% of companies currently have AI policies in place, which speaks to they must be using it in some way, shape, or form. Here are some of the practical uses of AI that we heard from our respondents. This one's simple. You probably know this as well as I do. Writing, communications, and brainstorming tasks are prime area of AI use.
Right.
AI can assist, yeah, with marketing, generating marketing ideas for brokers, coming up with company policies, analyzing strengths and weaknesses, and identifying what might be most impactful. So that communication area is very important. The second area, which is also, I think, for our industry, it's all about relationships and your clients and customers. AI can really impact interacting with customers. So for property managers and real estate agents, AI allows for greater efficiency with tenant requests, scheduling viewings, and engagement with customers overall. I mean, I think you'll see that a lot on the multifamily side, but also on the office side as well, for sure. It will really have an impact on abstracting and extracting. Commercial real estate professionals, as you know, read through a lot of leases and legal documents every single day. So summarizing those documents so that stakeholders can quickly understand them has traditionally been through human effort. AI can help change that. And then two more that I think are really important is the analyzing piece, which AI tools can scan data. They can find comps, lease sale expenses, and other analytical tasks easily and quickly. It also can provide analysis of financial statements. And then finally, the last one I think is allocating space. AI can help businesses figure out how to make the most use of their space. It can also help with building design.
So it basically helps everyone streamline processes, be more efficient, more effective.
Yeah, it's both on the creative side and the large amounts of information side, which I think are both key parts of what we do in commercial real estate.
And finally, your research paper ends with a very useful guide, action guide, that includes a basic strategy to harness the power of generative AI for both businesses and women. What are the most effective ways to unlock the power of AI?
Thanks for asking about women specifically, Laura. As you know, that's our sweet spot. That's what we're working towards is accelerating women's success in the industry. So women can use AI to strengthen their competitive advantage. We are encouraging through the study women to tap into generative AI to provide a deeper understanding of the competitive landscape through monitoring other players and market trends, and encourage women to leverage AI to foster a culture of innovation through exploration of new business models and services, really opening some new ways of thinking and looking and being more entrepreneurial in a way. Women can also embrace AI's assistance. AI has the ability to tackle the mundane, repetitive, or time-consuming parts of many tasks. So we encourage women, don't be shy about letting the technology do the heavy lifting for you. Our research paper has a robust list of AI applications for commercial real estate professionals that women can leverage in their daily work. And we encourage you to take a look at that list in the research study. And then finally, I would encourage women to pursue AI upskill prospects and seek out opportunities for professional development through organizations such as Crew Network. Ask your employer to fund training. Investing in women's professional development is critical to your company's advancement and for your business bottom line, no matter who you are or what aspect of real estate you're in. So those are the top 3 things we recommend for women, and we think that those things also benefit companies.
Wendy, thank you very much for sharing all these valuable ideas. I look forward to talking to you again next year.
Thank you, Laura.
Thank you all for listening. If you liked this episode, please rate and review it on the podcast platform you're using. For the latest news, trend stories, and podcasts, check out cpaexecutive.com every day. You can also share your own voice with our audience now. CPA recently launched the CPA Executive Council, a platform dedicated to CRE leaders who want to stay in touch with each other and discuss trends and issues affecting the real estate industry. All these valuable insights are regularly posted on our website. So if you're interested in having your voice heard, please get in touch with Editor-in-Chief Jessica Fuhr at jessica.fuhr@cp-mhn.com.